Going live. Wait, okay, what the? This is unfiltered. This is unfiltered, man. I don't give a shit. All right, all right. So we just gonna be talking. We ain't got nothing to really do. If you want to get a question, it is $20 a question. Cash App or PayPal. Best believe I'm gonna take care of business. But I'm not really on here for that. I'm just here talking. Just randomly. I didn't plan this or anything like that. You know, just my random uh, idea. I don't care. I just want to turn on the camera and talk, basically. Um, so I'm gonna answer some questions about me, and we can go from there. So a lot of people ask me how to get into tarot. Well, I got into tarot in like 2019. Okay, so that's when I got into it, and um, I was like, okay, I was like, how the hell? Okay, how am I ever gonna learn this crap? Right? Cause I was looking at it, and I didn't know what the hell anything meant. So, so what I did, I got like a learner's deck. So I got a deck that like kind of had the meanings on them, and basically I just trained with those. But another thing that really helped me too as well is having an overall understanding of all the zodiac signs. Okay, having a general understanding, and you don't really have to go in a book to learn it. Haha. All you have to do is like think about the people that you already know, and then look at their characteristics and kind of pair them together. Kind of pair them together. I'm like, oh, this person acts like this, and they're similar, And I used to have this game I used to play, right? I don't know if anybody plays this game, but in Georgia, right? Everybody like has like on their decal like their month that they were born in. So if somebody would cut me off in traffic, I would look at their month of their license plate thing, and I was like, oh, that damn Taurus, and I would like calculate like every sign that would like do something stupid in traffic, and Pisces would be the number one that would do like the stupidest stuff in traffic, like so. I was always mad at Pisces. um, but yeah, just stuff like that, like things like I was always been like into zodiacs, even when I was even when I was like very young, like 5 or something like that, like 5 or 6 years old. I remember like looking at zodiac signs and like being into it because my mother's like a big spiritual head. Like she used to like be into like a lot of astrology stuff. Like right now, if I was to ask her like right now, she'd be like, no. She'd be like, okay, she'd be like, no, I was never into that stuff. But now she was like really into that stuff, and that's like kind of like how I kind of got my nose kind of dabbled in it a little bit. Then my grandmother was like very spiritual. Like she was the grandmother that, like used to fast every day on like Sundays, like and just eat like biscuits and tea, and like fast on Sundays. Like she was like that dedicated like to the Lord. You know what I mean? Like she would really like do the fasting and stuff like that on Sunday. And yeah, really, really like. I mean, she's always used to talk to me about spirits and stuff like that, and like back in Africa because she's from like Liberia. So like my grandfather is from Italy. So I mean Switzerland. Sorry, my bad. Um, he's Italian and he's white. He's white, you know, and he somehow ended up in he somehow ended up in Africa. Like I don't understand that. Like that's something that I would need a psychic reading for. Like how the hell did my grandfather, who was white from Switzerland, end up in Liberia and the west coast of Africa? But when you think about it, it had a beach and everything, so and a lower cost of living. And I mean, he bought a bunch of property, a bunch of land and stuff like that, and we still have that property. Um, so I mean, I guess he had a plan, and he ran to my grandmother, and procreated my mother. So um, my mother's Liberian and Italian, and I guess I would be more Liberian than Italian, but I still carry the last name. So, you know, I have a very Italian last name. It's just, man, I used to be called Godzilla, like growing up in childhood because they couldn't say my last name. They couldn't pronounce it. They never could. They never were able to pronounce my last name, ever, ever. And I was like, okay, so let you guys in on something. Like, I'm not just acting. Like, I was like, okay, David, you're like spamming the hell out this chat. Like, you got to get timed out, bro, for 30 minutes, bro. Um, no, I was like the wittiest. Like, I got the award for the wittiest award, and I remember my mother like being upset about it. Like, she was like, "Why you gotta get the wittiest award?" Like, I guess I was like kind of like the class clown a little bit. I mean, not really, but like I was always like cutting up in class, so I would kind of, you know, I would say, I kind of was. But I was always like funny. Like I was able to make people laugh, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to make people laugh, and yeah, man. I remember like you know our school was pretty special because my elementary school was pretty special because it it allowed us to be creative. It allowed us to articulate what we felt. So um, I really, you know, growing up in Missouri, in Kansas City, like they had a really good arts program. So we was able to release that energy that we felt. You know what I mean? And um, I had a lot of creative energy, and I remember like band or whatever, like, and I really wanted to play the saxophone, and that was like one of my first no's, because I had us like listening to like this sound thing, and somehow they said I scored lower than be able to play the saxophone, so they had me play the trumpet. I just feel like that wasn't the case. I just feel like they just needed people to play the trumpet because Bill Clinton at the time was a big saxophone player, and everybody wanted to play the saxophone, and I think like they just needed like to find a way to like spread everything around, and I guess they felt like I was black and I had lips, so they're like, man, your big lips ain't go good around the. I don't know if that was the case, but yeah, I mean, they're like, man, black guys sure know how to play the trumpet. It's just not a cool instrument to whip out and play like a trumpet, but yeah. All my Caucasian friends got to play the instruments they wanted to play. But hey, you know what? I grew up in the '90s, so it is what it is. I mean, things were where they were, you know. Um, but yeah, I was really big into drawing. Like now looking back at my drawing skills, I would say I'm not good. I'm not good, but I always like was compelled to draw and stuff, and you know, I used to think my artwork when I was young. I used to think my artwork looked good. I would ride or die. I would get so mad. People would say my artwork sucked. Now I'm looking back at it like, oh, it sucked. I was looking at it. I was looking at some of my stuff I had did and OEC because OEC in high school was like if you had extra credits and you needed to burn extra credits, it was like they had like um, you know like extracurricular things. Like I mean, like there was like skill based things for your skills. I don't know if anybody's ever been to OEC, but it was just like I just had like six extra credits I had to burn, and I think they were for those. It was like going to home ec or something. Like it depends on what skill you're trying to learn. Some people did plumbing. I chose to do the the um the art and design stuff. So I wish I would have did plumbing because I got hooked up with a teacher who was like, oh man, she was a bitch. Oh, her name was Mrs. Wynn, And man, she critiqued the hell out of us, like really, really hard. And that's what I learned. Like, you know what though? I learned I couldn't draw. I mean, the drawings that people were coming up with was just amazing. I was like, wow. I'm like, I'm not good at this, like I thought. But you're there, so you have to just do the class or whatever. But she was really hard. Like, she was really hard on us. And I just remember like just laughing and cutting it up with like my friends from there and stuff like that. So, and I still got my friends are still like I still know some of these people from OVC. So I wouldn't say it was like I still passed. I barely passed. I think I had like a C, which would be like a B like nowadays because I don't think you can pass now with a C, right? So it would be like a B in today's time. But yeah, I mean it was cool. I mean I did it. I mean got through it. Um, but anyway, so yeah, um, grew up in Missouri. It was cool. I mean I was in the suburbs. That's kind of like where like I learned how to like first sing. Like when I first started dabbling with singing, was kind of there, and like I don't know. I thought it sounded good, but it was just like one. There's like I didn't sing for like a long time after that. But I was like, there was a song that came on. It was like it was a Jamaican song, and it was like everyone falls in love sometime, and I was like singing that song, and then like somebody told me like, yo man, you can sing. I was singing that every. I can't hold on. Hold on, I wasn't prepared. It's been really cold, so it was like my mucus has like been crazy. This weather's been like insane. So it's like everyone falls in love sometimes. I don't know about you, but it ain't a crime. So I was like singing that, and like someone was like, "Man, you can sing." But then I like listened to it, like, yeah, 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 whatever. You blowing smoke on my ass. And then what really got me into like really singing, which is very embarrassing. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I really want to say this because then people are gonna be like, "Man, really?" But it was like really hard to like find like a group that like had like my singing voice. So I really always thought like because I didn't have like those deep voices, like like the like everybody sings like really low or whatever, like like they sing like 5 steps to eternity. They all had like those like rich like black voices. So it's like I just didn't think I had a voice. So I started listening to man, it's embarrassing. I started listening to NSYNC. So and I kind of felt like Justin Timberlake kind of had like more of like my tone of like my voice like when I'm singing. So I started like kind of like emulating that and kind of started growing my portfolio from that. And then like now I've outgrown that, but I think like that was a good base for me. Like listening to Justin Timberlake singing because he kind of more had like my tone, and then also like JC Chazé, like he kind of had like like not like a he didn't have like one of those like you know deep soulful voices like you would get from like Cisco or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I never had those voices, so I just always thought I couldn't sing or like a Boys to Men voice or something like that. You know what I mean? So that kind of bridged everything for me, like for singing. Um, but to tie this back into tarot, like so yeah, like I kind of like did like flashcards with it, and I kind of like learned it that way. And then then you kind of have to use like your intuition too as well. So it's like, I mean, you firing on all cylinders here, like reading cards. You know what I'm saying? Like you're reading the cards, but it always like came easy to me. Like, so that's why it's like I kind of like do things so quick. It's like it just comes so quick to me. Like it's not like it doesn't take me a long time to read it. Like you got like readers, like people who read like books and stuff like that. Like you got people who are like fast readers, and you got people who are like very slow. And there's nothing wrong with slow readers because slow readers, they're slow, and they that's how that's they as long as they get the information out right. But like me, like I'm one of those fast readers. Like I could just like look at it and read it, and then like I could also like interpret it. So it's like, yeah, it's like I'm firing on like all different cylinders. Like I don't know, just the way that I articulate it. You know, I don't think anybody's gonna quite get it, but then people are getting it. So it's like, shit. Like for me, I've always been like an articulate person. Like I'd rather like act something out than talk about it. I mean, that's just how I've always been. Like even when like do like plays and stuff like that, like I would like to do the ones where you're moving around or something. Like I don't want to be sitting there like a fucking statue. So, um, like even if I was a singer, like if I sing, like I like to like dance while I'm singing. So, yeah, people who went to my karaoke's would know. But yeah. So anyway, that's what that's a little bit about my tarot thing. Been doing this channel for, well, it'll be 4 years. 4 years coming up in the 28th of this month. Actually, 4 years. Yeah, time flies because like it doesn't seem like 4 years. It seems like 2 years, but it's 4 years. So yeah, that's that. And um, my birthday, I'm thinking about um going to the beach. I don't know if I want to go to Panama City or Myrtle Beach. I'm not sure, but like I think Myrtle Beach is going to be a lot colder. But then also, the cabin is also something I'm thinking about. So I don't know. I would like to see the beach, but I don't know. Kind of torn on what I want to do. How long was you on TikTok? Look, I've been on TikTok for years, yo. Like, I just never like uploaded it. Well, at one point I did upload things, and I was getting no views, no views. So then I just like took a break from TikTok. Yeah, I took a break from TikTok. I took like a year break from TikTok, and it was crazy because I don't know I was like, what? Well, I didn't know what to do with it. I was about to delete it, and then I just started uploading videos on there. And I think I did like an Aquarius reading, and first I did like food stuff on there, and then I did an Aquarius thing, and it got like 3,000 views, and then the rest was history. It started getting views. So now I went from, in 3 months, I would say like 100 subscribers, 100 followers, to now 3 months later, it's like 8,000 something. So just one little video. Some of my views are like 25,000, 30,000. Yeah, like that's like about where it's at. So there's a huge following on TikTok. I ain't gonna say, I'm about to be monetized on TikTok really, But I mean, they don't really pay much for your views, so it's not like a big deal. I think like TikTok is just a really good place to just market, maybe, but not really to get paid. So um, yeah, so that's what I would say. And yeah, TikTok's been going pretty well for me the last 4 months or so. But yeah, it's not a big deal. TikTok is okay. We don't even know if we're gonna keep TikTok or not. So it's like TikTok to me, yeah, it's alright. You know, I think for 1 million views, they only pay you like $20. Like it's not. They're not paying like that. So that's why a lot of TikTokers are coming to YouTube. Watched you live for a very long time. How have I been? I'm good, man. I'm good, living, chilling. A lot of people think I was living in the car, man, because I was always in the car, and I like doing my car readings, man. I really do. The air's right there blowing on you, everything like that. Um, wow, $20. Yeah, they paid $20 for 1 million views. Yeah, that's crazy. You got to be doing like, you got to be doing like 100 million views to you do like 100 million views to do good on there. 100 million a month. That's why they need to sell that shit to America, because China's taking all the money, man. They got to be, because I know like people pay like $1 for the stickers, and we get 10 cents out of $1. Sometimes 3 cents, and the consumers are paying $99. I mean, like they're paying $1, and we're getting like 5 cents. So China's taking 95% of that money. That's crazy to me. That's why America needs to buy it, because they're making all the money off of us. So that's crazy. So yeah, man. Yeah, America needs to buy TikTok for sure, and somebody who's gonna pay the influencers a decent wage. That's crazy. 1 million views, $20. I think even Facebook pays more than that. I think if you get 1 million views on Facebook, you get $200. So that's a very very low percentage TikTok is offering. But like I said, if you know how to use it right, I guess it could bring you in new people to watch your content on other platforms. So I think most people just use it for that. And I'm pretty sure like if you're a celebrity or something, they work out a special deal. But or if you're like really big, they probably work out a special deal. I think like once you get over like 100K, I think you get like free tips. You get all your tips or something like 100% of like what people tip you. You get it, but you got to be like way up there. I think it's 100K. I'm not sure, but you got to be up there to get like 100% of your tips. Other than that, you're gonna get like 10. You're gonna get like 5%. So I would say TikTok is a is a marathon, not a sprint. I would say it takes the right time, the right timing, and you need the algorithm to be in your favor for sure. Cause I sat on the sideline of TikTok for years. They didn't push my shit. All of a sudden they're pushing my shit. So whatever. But yeah, that's TikTok for your ass. YouTube is like that too, though. I've seen a lot of creators like their channel's not even bumping for years, like 5, 6 years. All of a sudden, like they'll have like one viral video come out of nowhere. Next thing you know, they go from like 5,000 subscribers to like 80,000 subscribers. I've seen it happen so many times. So if you have a YouTube channel and you're not getting any views, like it doesn't matter, yo. Like YouTube always comes back around to like bless the people who've been with them. If you stay dedicated and and if you stay on your niche, like you have to stay on your niche. That's the biggest thing. Once you find your niche, like stay on that. But they always come back around. Like there have been like so many people I was watching. They had like 5,000 subscribers for 6 years, 7 years, and then boom, they have a viral video. They go from like, I swear to God, they'll go from like 2,000 subscribers to like 100,000 subscribers in like 6 months. They do it all the time. YouTube does it all the time. Sometimes it only takes you a couple of years. They'll do it. They'll do it for you. All they gotta do is put you on the trending list, and you go from nothing to something. YouTube right now has me like on a trending list for some reason. I don't know. So I gotta make more content while I'm on the trending list because they kind of do have my stuff kind of more. They're more pushing it now for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they're pushing it. I mean, I can say that. But I have to do certain content. Like they want me to do bunch of Pisces readings. Like, I mean, it still got me like in a box, but I mean, at least they're allowing me to grow. At least, as long as I do what they want me to do. But hey, it is what it is. My birthday's coming up February 20th. So if anybody wants to like support my birthday, I do have a wish list on my about section. And anybody wants to send me any birthday money, I can use it. I do. I don't know. Thinking about going to a cabin or a beach. I'm not sure in February. So, um, yeah. So as much. I mean, anything helps. Um, yeah, I did have an incident earlier with like a woman saying could she get her refund back because she didn't like her reading, which I thought was very disrespectful, especially after everything I had to do to get her that reading. And you know, people are so impatient. But that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna be impatient, why don't you like drop extra like $20 or extra 15? Like, what happened to like, what happened to like, you pay your way in the front of the line. But anyway, take it easy, man. I'll catch y'all later.